Now all you beginners, this is for you. Let's join James in his garden.
So you've just got your first home, or you've finally decided to tackle the outdoor jungle, and you're thinking, I'm probably going to need a lot of kit. But you don't need to spend a fortune at a DIY store. So today we're going to talk you through the essential tools for your garden. Okay, so spade and fork, they're two of the most essential garden tools you'll need. And if, like me, you've been handed one down like this fork here, then that's come free for a start. But I did treat myself to this lovely border spade, and I'd go for a border spade over a shovel every time in the garden. It's going to be much more accurate, and getting between the spaces better. You'll probably find if you live in Redditch or Worcestershire, it's quite clayey, you definitely need a fork, because that's going to break up the soil better and get between the stones as well. Another essential item is a hoe. There's dozens of different ones out there, but basically they all do the same job, and that's weeding. So you don't need to spend a fortune, just get a cheap one, make sure it's nice and sharp and robust, and off you go. One thing I would spend a tenner or more on is a decent pair of secateurs, because they're going to last you a lifetime if you look after them, and the cheap ones tend to break. So for around £10 you can get a decent pair of secateurs, and they're going to stand you in good stead for a long time. When you're pruning your shrubs, don't just hack away at them willy-nilly. There is a little bit of a knack to it, and that is to cut as close as possible to one of the joints here, where a leaf joint is, and also to cut it on an angle. There's two reasons for that. First of all, you don't want any dieback on the stem, because the plant will die back to the leaf point. And secondly, if you cut it on an angle, it means that any water will run off it more cleanly, so it won't sit on the plant. If it sits on the plant, it's more at risk of disease. So cut it at an angle and cut it near to a leaf joint. Next essential tool, decent hand trowel. I like them with a nice wooden handle because it's nice and soft on your hand. Basically use it like a scoop, and it's great for getting into all the little nooks and crannies in a border that a big spade can't handle. It's also good for planting up perennials and all your annual bedding. Obviously, one of the most essential things for your garden is to keep it nice and watered, especially in this lovely hot sunny weather we've been having. So the next essential item is a watering can. If you've got one with a nice fine rose on it like this one, then that's going to be ideal for getting into your nice summer bedding pots and baskets. So you've got your essential tools together. You don't need that many, as we've shown you, but what you do need to do now is to make sure you maintain them. So keep them nice and clean, give the metal ones a nice wipe with an oily rag. Another thing you can do is keep them nice and sharp with a file. That way they'll cut through the ground better, and they'll do you a good job for a long time. So there you go then, those are your essential tools for gardening. And now for the worst bit. See you next week.